How many times have you opened your social media just to fall into a time pit, watching the clock tick away like it's mocking you? With every scroll, the guilt builds up, and you ask yourself, what the hell did I do with my day? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Procrastination and lack of discipline aren't just enemies of productivity. They drag us into a state of despair where every day feels like a lost battle against an invisible enemy. Picture this. What if your life could be different if you could turn every wasted minute into real progress toward success? And here's the truth you need to hear right now. You're just minutes away from discovering that you can completely transform your relationship with discipline if you actually want to. Everything is within your reach, and the power to transform your life is in your hands. You just need to act. These 5 habits aren't just effective, they're practical and can be applied to your life right now. When you prepare coffee calmly, you're sending a signal to your body that it's time to wake up and prepare for bigger challenges. These moments aren't just symbolic. They're the foundation of a more disciplined mindset. Make your bed every morning, even if you think it doesn't make a difference. Listen up, because this is where things get real. You know what separates winners from losers? Winners don't negotiate with their excuses. They don't give their lazy brain a vote in the decision-making process. When that voice in your head says, just 5 more minutes, or I'll start tomorrow, successful people tell that voice to shut up and get moving anyway. You want to know why you're stuck? Because you're treating your goals like suggestions instead of commands. You're being soft with yourself when life demands you to be hard. Every time you hit snooze, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're programming yourself for mediocrity. But here's what's crazy. Making your bed takes literally 2 minutes. 2 freaking minutes. If you can't commit to 2 minutes of discipline, how do you expect to commit to your bigger dreams? This isn't about the bed. It's about proving to yourself that you can follow through on what you say you're going to do. The second habit is about creating bulletproof boundaries around your time. Discipline thrives when you create clear limits and protect your time with intention. The armored time strategy consists of reserving specific blocks for important tasks, treating these moments like unbreakable appointments. During these blocks, focus is absolute. No distractions, no interruptions, and no negotiations. Think of it as an unbreakable pact with yourself. When you refuse to negotiate with your excuses and dismiss distractions, you're proving that your discipline is worth more than any cheap excuse. Do you want to change, or do you want to keep blaming the notifications? The choice is yours, but remember, every wasted minute is one less brick in the castle of your future. Imagine having exclusive time where nothing and no one can interfere. That's the heart of the armored time strategy. By creating a mental and physical space for what truly matters, you start seeing real progress in areas that previously seemed stuck. For example, If you're working on a critical project, choose a 50-minute period of total focus. During that time, turn off all phone notifications, tell people around you that you won't be available, and completely immerse yourself in the task. Every 50 minutes, allow yourself 10 minutes of rest to recharge and prepare for the next block. Another powerful example. When using the Pomodoro technique, set 25 minutes for specific tasks with 100% dedication. You'll realize that by armoring your time, complex tasks become more manageable, and you'll feel enormous relief when completing each focus block. When you protect your time this way, you're not just gaining productivity. You're declaring war against excuses. You're proving to yourself that your dreams are non-negotiable and that every invested minute is a concrete step toward the life you've always wanted. So, what's it gonna be? Are you going to keep blaming time, or are you finally going to take control? The armored time strategy is a commitment to your future. Here's what nobody tells you about time management. Your phone is not your friend. It's a weapon of mass distraction designed to steal your focus and keep you mediocre. Every notification is a leash around your neck, pulling you away from what matters. You think you're being productive by staying connected, but you're actually being productive at being unproductive. Multitasking is a myth sold to people who want to feel busy instead of being effective. Real progress happens when you go deep, not wide. Those 50-minute blocks I mentioned? That's where magic happens. That is where you separate yourself from the 99% of people who live their lives in constant reaction mode. While they're checking their phones every 30 seconds, you're building something meaningful. Your environment is like a stage that dictates the direction of your behaviors. Often, we underestimate the impact that small details around us have on our actions. The success scenario is about adjusting your environment so it works in your favor, making self-discipline almost automatic. Imagine transforming every space around you into a bridge to your goals. Remove distractions that you know divert your focus. Place items that reinforce your goals in your sight and make them easily accessible. An organized environment isn't just aesthetically pleasing, but also creates fertile ground for your habits to grow. So, you want to meditate every day? Leave your mat or pillow in a visible and inviting place. If you want to read more, choose a well-lit spot and place the book in front of you. Avoid temptations. Hide the TV remote in a drawer and replace it with something that motivates you, like an inspiring quote. These small changes crush initial resistance and destroy any lame excuse you have for not taking action. Let's face the truth. Either you dominate the environment around you, or it's going to swallow you whole. Every time you look at your goals and choose comfort, you're telling yourself that your dreams aren't worth the effort. Isn't that heavy? Because let's be honest, either you get up now and do something, or you'll continue in this spiral of excuses. The control is in your hands. Additionally, don't underestimate the power of repetition. By continuously adjusting your environment, you reinforce the triggers that awaken your positive habits. With the success scenario, you transform every aspect of your day into an opportunity for progress. Your environment is either working for you or against you. There's no neutral. Most people live in environments that sabotage their success and then wonder why they can't stick to their goals. That's like trying to eat healthy while keeping junk food on your kitchen counter. You want to know a brutal truth? Your current environment is a perfect reflection of your current life. If your space is chaotic, your mind is chaotic. If your space is lazy, you're lazy. If you want different results, you need to create a different environment. This isn't about having the perfect setup or spending money you don't have. It's about being strategic with what you already have. Move the PlayStation to a closet. Put your workout clothes where you can see them. Place a book on your nightstand instead of leaving your phone there. Every visual cue in your environment is either pushing you toward your goals or pulling you away from them. Make sure they're pushing you forward, not holding you back. At the end of each day, reserve 10 minutes for a powerful closure. This practice isn't just about reflecting, but also about transforming your achievements into a positive cycle. Think of these minutes as a moment of restart and preparation for the future. Start by reflecting on the moments that mark the day, whether they were big or small. Ask yourself, what did I do today that brought me closer to my goals? This not only helps create awareness about your progress, but also reinforces your commitment to discipline. Write down 3 wins from the day, no matter how small they might seem. Then, write one key action you want to complete the next day. This action should be clear and objective, like write 2 pages of my project, or complete 30 minutes of focused study. At the end, close your eyes for a minute and visualize the next day as a success scenario. This simple practice reduces anxiety, improves sleep quality, and leaves you mentally prepared to face whatever comes. With the golden key, each day ends with a renewed cycle of progress. Most people end their day by scrolling through social media, filling their minds with garbage before bed. Then they wonder why they wake up feeling unmotivated and scattered. Your evening routine is just as important as your morning routine, maybe more important. Those 10 minutes of reflection? That's where you program your subconscious for success. Your brain processes the day while you sleep, and if you feed it the right information before bed, you wake up sharper and more focused. Writing down your wins is not just feel-good nonsense. It's rewiring your brain to notice success instead of failure. Most people are trained to focus on what went wrong, but champions focus on what went right and how to do more of it. That visualization exercise at the end? You're literally rehearsing success in your mind. Athletes do this before every game, and you should do it before every day. You're programming your subconscious to look for opportunities to make that vision reality. Positive reinforcement is the foundation for creating lasting new habits. The conquest cycle is about recognizing and celebrating your small advances as essential parts of great progress. Every small victory should be celebrated, creating a cascading effect that keeps your motivation high and reinforces your self-discipline. Imagine the impact of each conquest on your confidence. Fulfilling a goal, no matter how small it seems, is like laying a cornerstone in the building of your dreams. The celebration does not need to be grand. Small gestures are enough to signal to your brain that the effort is worth it. Practical example: completed an important task. Allow yourself to savor an episode of your favorite series or that special coffee you love. Finished a productive week? Reward yourself with an outdoor walk or a special meal. These rewards create a cycle of pleasure associated with discipline, making it easier to maintain the pace. Additionally, record your conquests. Write in a journal or use a whiteboard where you can visualize your daily and weekly victories. This practice not only reinforces progress but also creates a history of achievements you can look at with pride. With the conquest cycle, each day becomes an opportunity for celebration and advancement. Here's something most people get backwards. They think rewards are for when they reach the finish line. Wrong. Rewards are fuel for the journey. If you only celebrate big wins, you'll run out of motivation before you get there. The brain is simple. It moves toward pleasure and away from pain. If discipline only equals pain in your mind, you'll never stick with it. But if you can link small pleasures to disciplined actions, you create an addiction to success. This isn't about being soft on yourself or lowering standards. It's about being smart with human psychology. You're hacking your own reward system to work for you instead of against you. But here's the key: the reward has to match the achievement. Don't reward yourself with a cheat day for going to the gym once. Don't reward yourself with expensive purchases for small wins. Keep it proportional and keep it moving you forward, not backward. For these habits to work, you need to visualize your progress. One of the most effective ways is to use a simple calendar. Mark an X on each day you maintain your habits. This chain of X's creates a positive feedback cycle that you'll want to continue. You might be thinking, but this doesn't work for me. I've tried so many times before and failed. And here's the secret: failing is part of the process. What matters is starting again. Every small action you take is a step toward building your self-discipline, and consistency always beats perfection. Here's the most common mistake people make: trying to change everything at once. It's like carrying an unbearable weight, and the result is always the same: frustration and abandonment. But here's the key point: you don't need to run a marathon today. Focus on building one habit at a time, like a brick that builds a foundation. Small steps, taken consistently, are like drops of water that create an ocean of transformation. When you focus on one small victory each day, something extraordinary happens. You gain confidence. Confidence is the engine of discipline, and discipline is the key to achieving any dream. But what happens if you don't act today? Have you thought about what you're losing by not trying? Let me hit you with some hard truth. The reason you keep failing isn't because the methods don't work. It's because you're trying to become a different person overnight instead of building the person you want to become day by day. You see someone successful and you want their results immediately. You want their discipline, their focus, their achievements. But you don't want to go through the process they went through. You want the shortcut, but there is no shortcut. Change happens in layers, not in explosions. Every day you choose discipline over comfort. You're adding another layer to the person you're becoming. Every day you choose comfort over discipline. You're reinforcing the person you're trying to leave behind. The question isn't whether you'll face resistance. You will. The question is whether you'll push through it or let it push you back to where you started. Most people let resistance win because they think it means something's wrong. But resistance is just your old self fighting to stay alive. You know what separates people who transform their lives from people who stay stuck? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not having perfect conditions. It's the willingness to be uncomfortable for a little while to be comfortable for a long time. Right now, you have a choice. You can close this video and go back to scrolling, back to complaining, back to waiting for the perfect moment that will never come. Or you can pick one habit, just one, and start today. Not tomorrow when you feel more motivated, not Monday when you can start fresh, not next month when life is less crazy. Today, right now, this moment. Because here's what I know about you. You clicked on this video because something inside you knows you're capable of more. That voice that brought you here? That's not weakness, that's strength trying to break free. Your future self is watching you right now, waiting to see what you'll choose. Will you choose comfort or growth? Will you choose excuses or execution? Will you choose to stay where you are or fight for where you want to be? The habits I shared aren't just strategies. They're tools for becoming the person your dreams require you to be. But tools don't work unless you use them. Knowledge doesn't change your life unless you apply it. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one habit from this video and commit to it for the next 7 days. Not because it's easy, but because you're stronger than your excuses. Not because you feel like it, but because your future depends on it. Comment below, "I'm ready," and tell me which habit you're going to start implementing today. Maybe the transformation you're looking for is just one step away. And before you go, here's one final thought. What's more important to you? Staying where you are or growing toward where you want to be? Remember, discipline transforms, but only if you let it, only if you choose it, only if you start today. The clock is ticking. Your life is waiting. What are you going to do about it?